there. This is Rom Wills, and I'm coming back at you with yet another video. Shaming based on physical appearance has to stop. Now, something I've been seeing on YouTube for a while is trying to shame a person or shut down their arguments based on their physical appearance. Such as saying, oh, they're just saying that because they're short, or they're saying that because they're dark, or something like that. I had one occasion before I really started getting more known on YouTube. Some dude and a group of women came at me, right? And I'm not even sure why, because the particular video was really a positive video. And I mean, they got deep, even put my, you know, address out and were trying to do a bunch of stuff. And, I just deleted it. But one of the things they did was, supposedly one of the women was a psychologist, and she was like, well, it appears you have short man syndrome. And, well, one, I didn't know like 5'11" was short, which I said. And two, even if it was, what does that have to do with anything I'm saying? Even if I was like 5'2". And that's the first time I saw it. And um, it's ironic that, just as an aside, that particular thing actually got me to making more videos, because if you fuck with me anyway, I come at you harder. So maybe I should thank those people, because at the time I only had 240 subscribers and really wasn't taking YouTube seriously. But after that, I was like, hey, maybe it's something here if you're gonna fuck with me on, something positive. Shit. But I digress. But then that's when I started really paying attention, because a lot of times people, when they don't like your argument, they try to come at you physically. They'll say, well, you're too dark, or you're too fat, or I don't know, you're too slim, all of this stuff. And even some men I've seen some men engage in it, talking about a man's physical appearance, another man talking about another man's physical appearance. Instead of, and the problem with that is this: the fuck did physical appearance have to do with their argument? If I'm walking down the street and I see a house on fire, the house is on fire. Isn't that legitimized because I look a certain way? We're talking about the issues. See, one of the things I'm noticing, a lot of times people can't really get at the real issue, but instead they'll get at the person who's bringing the issue. And to me, that's weak, because it doesn't address the problem. The only way you can address the problem is to actually address the issue. It doesn't matter who's bringing it. You can't qualify. You can't say, well, they feel this way because they're short, or they feel this way because they're chocolate, or they feel this way because they're light skinned with long hair. No, that's all that is bullshit. Just some straight bullshit. Let's approach the arguments. What's actually happening? Because when we do it that way, it's pure deflection. Um, you know, it's well, all you can throw all of it at hominem attacks, straw man. You can throw all that in there, but it doesn't address the issue, and it really doesn't. You can't, if you seeing something happen, if people experience something, yeah, it plays a role in maybe their perception of it, but it's still happening. You can't. Let's like, it's bullshit. If you notice on my videos, at best I might talk in general about maybe a group's physical appearance in general. I even say I don't get into somebody's personal appearance, because I want whatever I'm saying, my argument to stand on its own. Whatever I'm saying. And there's been some times when somebody's tried to get personal for whatever reason. I just delete the comment, because I'm saying, look, address my argument. Even, and I've had plenty of people. I got some very good commentators who will address my arguments, which I respect. As long as they respectful, I'm like, okay, all right. Even if we don't, sometimes we agree to disagree. Sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't see it like that. That's how you do it. That's real debate. But If you get down to the point where your argument is like, well, he's just short, or he's just dark skinned, or he's just light skinned, or he's just, tall and muscular. If you get down to that point, you don't have an argument. You do not have an argument. And we got to get beyond that. One of the things, and I've said this in before, that I don't like doing relationship solution discussions. And part of the reason is we get personal. And I'm not, I've been in these live discussions. We get personal. We're like, well, you. Okay, like I'm gonna give you an example. Um, and I mentioned before I had gotten threatened during like one of these discussions, right? And the discussion was, it was about a survey that a group of us did. We distributed, and the moderator of the panel said, well, the surveys that they did, they said men wanted this, that, and a third. It was distributed primarily to black men and women. And it was an interesting thing with this survey because I had distributed maybe 20 copies, but I didn't get a chance to get them into the overall picture. So first of all, it was flawed to begin with. But two, I made a mention of what some black men wanted, which was natural hair. Just what at least a group of brothers that I surveyed, they said, hey, they prefer black women with natural hair, and that's one of the things they got mad about, right? But instead of addressing that argument, they were coming at me personally. It got to a point they were saying, "Well, Rom, you saying it?" It's like, shit. It don't matter with me. I mean, they were getting personal. I was like, damn, are we talking about the survey or Rom Wills? Now I didn't mind though, cause I've got a healthier ego than I let on. But it was just like, well, wait a minute, y'all trying to invalidate what these people saying by trying to focus on me. This is what these other people saying. To be honest, at that time, I didn't have a preference either way for natural hair. I mean, as long as they had a fat butt, though. That was me at the time with a woman. She could be bald headed, shaved head. If her ass was fat, that's all I wanted. So that was my personal preference. But I was saying the overall thing. But instead of addressing that, they try to come at me. And we have to look. We have to really focus on the issues. And now, if we don't have an answer for that person's argument, that person might have a valid argument. Or maybe instead of trying to come after that person on that level, just address the issues that they're bringing up. That's how you debate. You know, that's how you debate. That's how you solve a problem. You don't worry about what that person look like. Yeah, it affects their perception, but you have to say, all right, is this just them? Which in most cases is not, or is it something other people have experienced? Is this something anybody with any reasonable intelligence? Focus on the issue, not the messenger. Anybody can bring the messenger. Anybody can bring that message. So we got to stop that. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I had to retake this video maybe a couple times. I had to start over because I was about to go. I was about to get deeper with it, and that deeper video might be coming. I'm just going to start monitoring responses to some videos in the next few days, and because it's going to be something I might need to speak out on, but I just need to see where it goes. I'm gonna see if the people kill the idea. Now, if it keeps going like this whole educated lame thing, yeah, that's something different. But we have to stop that. That's not an argument. That's not an argument. It's not an excuse. Whatever the issues are, they have to be addressed. The issues, not the person like calling attention to the issues, not the person talking about the issue. Not the person. Does not kill the messenger. We better look at it because here's the problem. Those issues don't go away. You can silence the person. Say, all right, say you go in on someone who's bringing a message and say that they're, you know, say, talk anything about their physical appearance. And this is men and women. This is men and women. Because like I said, it got to stop on both sides. address the issue. If that issue doesn't go away, say the person that you're trying to shame actually fall for it, and they they back off. Okay, so the issue changes. And I mean, that's an overall thing. That's an overall thing because I'm gonna tell you the truth. Overall, and this is particularly in the black community, we have to stop. We have to get out of paying attention to a message just because, or basing our receptiveness to a message just because of how attractive the person delivering the message is. Because the message is most important. We have to get out of that. That's not working for us. It's a shame that and I've actually thought about this too. I've actually thought about this. I said, I'm willing to bet if I can get a bunch of fashion model type of brothers and get them on in any form and say the same things that some of these brothers that the women aren't finding attractive are saying, I guarantee a lot will change. All of a sudden, they'll pay attention. I mean, that's actually worked for me. I'm not bragging on anything, but I'm just saying a lot of times I've said the same thing that maybe another brother said, but the women were more receptive to me. Y'all figure that out. And it was just like, but it still doesn't invalidate the message wherever it's coming from. So, anyway, we got to stop it. We got to stop it. And I mean, if I ever slip and jump into that, I want y'all to pull my coat to it. Just say, hey, Ron, because I'm human. I might slip. If I slip and do it, I'm saying, I want my commentators, which they usually will. Y'all know who y'all are. I want y'all to say, hold up, Ron, hold up. We gonna pull your coat to it. Hold up, man. Don't be a hypocrite, brother. So pull my coat to it. Then we gotta stop that shit, man. We need to slow that shit down. This shit is unnecessary. And like I said, this is men and women doing it to each other. Okay, even some men doing it to each other, which to me, I'm like, what the fuck. And to women's credit, I haven't heard women do it, but that don't mean it doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen on YouTube. So anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.